French entrepreneur and fashion designer Louis Vuitton founded the eponymous fashion house that bears his name. Today, Louis Vuitton is one of the most important brands in the world. It has more than 460 stores in 50 different countries. Louis Vuitton's success is often attributed to his business acumen, willingness to adapt and innovate, and commitment to quality. So, how does this all happen? How did this fashion house become a force to be reckoned with? In this video, we will look at the humble beginnings of one of the most expensive brands in the world. In 1821, in a remote village in eastern France, Louis Vuitton was born. Vuitton's mother died when he was 10 years old, and his father quickly remarried. Vuitton's stepmother treated him very poorly, and he eventually left home at the age of 13 to walk to Paris. He walked for over 2 years, working odd jobs to support himself. When he was 16 years old, he was taken in as an apprentice in the workshop of a successful boxmaker and packer. Napoleon Bonaparte was given the title of Emperor of France upon his accession to the throne. 2 years after the establishment of the Louis Vuitton label in 1854, and 4 years after founding his own business, Vuitton presented his very own flat-top trunks made of try-on canvas. These trunks were designed to be both lightweight and airtight. Before the invention of the Vuitton trunk, water runoff was encouraged with round-top trunks, which however could not be stacked. Vuitton trunks solved this problem. The trunks were an immediate hit in the marketplace, and the following year, Louis Vuitton relocated his business to a bigger workshop outside of Paris as a result of their popularity. Vuitton's business was put on hold in 1870. However, when the Franco-Prussian War broke out, this conflict was ultimately responsible for the collapse of the French Empire. When he returned the next year, he found that his factory, his equipment, and his community had all been destroyed. In addition, he realized that his equipment had been stolen, due to how well received the new design was by Paris' upper class. Louis Vuitton was able to successfully fend off copycats of his bag designs for a number of years. 10 years later, Louis Vuitton built his first international store on London's Oxford Street. And the following year, George Vuitton revolutionized baggage by using a single lock mechanism with 2 spring buckles. Even though Vuitton released a new canvas design with the slogan "El Vuitton registered trademark" on it 2 years ago, the lock design is still in use today. What do you think this far about the video? We would love to hear your comments. Hopefully, you're enjoying the content. If you want more videos like this one, remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Now, let's go back to the video. The company's visual emblems, which featured quatrefoils, flowers, and the LV monogram, were influenced by the vogue for employing Japanese motifs in the late Victorian period. Louis Vuitton established its unique monogram in 1896. The steamer bag was first produced by Louis Vuitton in 1901. It was a more compact piece of luggage that was meant to be stored inside the Vuitton luggage trunks. The Louis Vuitton building first welcomed customers and visitors the following year, in 1913. The Key Ball and the Speedy were the first of the business new travel bags, which were released in 1930. 2 years later, in 1932, the company debuted the Air Bag, which had first been developed to help wine merchants move bottles of champagne. The Alma bag was first created for Coco Chanel in 1925, but Louis Vuitton was unable to offer it for sale to the general public until 1936, following the passing of George Vuitton. The Vuitton family was heavily involved in supporting the puppet government and prospered from their business relationships with the Germans. Additionally, the Louis Vuitton company collaborated with the Nazis during the duration of their occupation of France. 40 years later, in the year 2000, the world's foremost producers of champagne and cognac joined forces with the luxury goods powerhouse Louis Vuitton to become LVMH. which has a market value of around $180 billion. In the early 2000s, in order to commemorate with the monogram canvas 100th anniversary, Louis Vuitton created a colorful version of their iconic monogram. It didn't take long until a lot of renowned individuals, including Paris Hilton, started talking about it. This renewed interest in the Louis Vuitton brand further propelled the company's popularity and growth. Louis Vuitton spent the next 3 years polishing and producing, but never fully finishing, a large, sturdy handbag that would ultimately become the firm's best seller. This accomplishment came the year after the company celebrated its 150th year in existence, which occurred the following year. Louis Vuitton is today one of the most valuable firms in the world, with an estimated value of $40 billion and revenues of more than $15 billion. This success may be attributed to the years of collaboration that the company had with designers like Marc Jacobs, Kanye West, and Supreme. That's all for today. So, what do you think of the stories behind the luxurious brand? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this content, remember to give this video a thumbs up, share it, and subscribe if you still need to. See you at the next one. And cut!